Okay, in this one we're going to look at properties of isosceles and equilateral triangles because they're a little bit special. So we're going to solve these. Remember, isosceles means that we have two congruent sides, and equilateral means three congruent sides, which is all of them. Okay, so let's look at these. You can determine if a triangle is going to be equilateral or isosceles by looking at it depending on if it's got the appropriate markings. So if I look at this triangle here, I see that this side and this side are marked the same. This side is marked differently. Or if it wasn't marked at all, you could still only assume these two. So this side and this side are the same. So if I look at this side, it's across from this angle, 75. Well, the rule in a triangle is if you've got two sides that are the same, the angles are the same, and vice versa. So if this side is across from 75 degrees, that means the angle that's across from this side, because it's the same, will also be 75. So that's also got to be 75 degrees. Once I know those two, I can find this angle here, because 75 plus 75 equals 150. And I know that the triangles total 180, so I'll do 180 minus 150, and that gives me 30. 30 degrees. So that's how you find those angles. Again, because the sides match up, the angles have to as well. So let's look at this one. Here's another isosceles. Which two sides match up? 8 and 8. I'm going to mark those congruent, which means whatever angle this one has, this one's going to have the same angle, so this has also got to be 65. Then to find the third angle, 65 plus 65 equals 130. And then I'm going to do 180 minus 130, which is 50. So this angle would be 50 degrees. So that's how you find your angles there with the isosceles. Now let's look down here. I know these two sides are congruent because they're both 10. I don't know anything about this side, so I can't assume. But I don't have any numeric measures. However, what do I know about this angle and this angle because they're across from congruent sides? I know they're congruent, they're equal. So I know that whatever x plus 4 is, it has to equal 2x minus 36. Those have to be congruent because it's isosceles and they're across from the same side length. So I'm going to solve for x on this one. I'm going to subtract x. So 4 equals negative 36 plus x. I'm going to add the 36. So x is 40. So that means if x is 40, how do I find the two sides? I'm going to take that 40 and I'm going to plug it in. X plus 4. So 40 plus 4, that's 44 degrees. That means this angle is 44 degrees. Now if I've done this correctly, I should get what for this one? 44. So 2 times 40 minus 36, I've got 80 minus 36, which is indeed 44 degrees. So now I've got these two angles. And to find the third, I know the three of them add to 180, so 44 plus 44 equals 88. I'm going to take 180 and subtract 88, and I get 92 degrees. And so this angle is 92 degrees. And that's how you use the isosceles with some algebra. Now look at this equilateral triangle over here. Equilateral means all the sides are the same. How do I know this is equilateral? Because all of the angles are the same. That means all of the sides have to be the same. So we can find y pretty simply. If this side is 10, that means all three of these have to be 10, right? That's got to be 10, that's got to be 10. So y is simply equal to 10. That's easy. So let's find x. Well, we know that 4x minus 2 has to equal 10. So I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So 4x equals 12. So x equals 3. So x is equal to 3. And if you want to check your answer, excuse me, make sure you get it right. Take the 3 and plug it back in. 4 times 3 minus 2 is 12 minus 2, which is in fact 10. And that's what you're looking for. So that's how you use equilateral and isosceles properties.